Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to you with three breaking stories on the show tonight. Republic has consistently, for the last 1 week, gone inside the story where 20 children have died in India because of a cough syrup. And nobody knew what the factory looked like where this killer cough syrup was manufactured. We have gone inside that factory in Kanchipuram, Tamil Nadu on the show tonight. Here are the headlines. Is it a factory or a slaughterhouse? Republic goes inside the Kaysons Pharma unit, the factory where cold drift cough syrup was manufactured. "15 missionaries under scanner in the case of James Watson, the American national who was on a mission in India to convert the poorest of the poor." It's official now. Trump has made a last-minute modification to ensure that Asim Munir and Shehbaz Sharif get air-to-air missiles. It's a breaking story. And more details on the defense land that was marked for Muslim burial by the Telangana government as appeasement ahead of the bipole. Big controversy breaks out as more details are accessed by Republic. And on top of 7 p.m, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why Pakistan and Pakistani leadership have been going to America with a begging bowl, here it is. It's a last-minute modification that has come in the last few hours. Pakistan will officially now be sold advanced medium-range air-to-air missiles, which means America is going to arm Pakistan. Air-to-air missiles post-Operation Sindoor by United States. Defense group Raytheon will be supplying the AMRAAM or air-to-air missiles to Pakistan. Now it's official. It was a last-minute modification that was made in the firm's contract that will now include Pakistan in the list of buyers. This was made public a few hours ago. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is extremely critical because Pakistan's air defense is battered. Chinese duds didn't work, and now they are relying on America's air-to-air missiles after Operation Sindoor. And these AMRAAM missiles will be equipped on the F-16 Falcons flown by the Pakistan Air Force. Major General K.K. Sinha joining us on this breaking story right now. General Sinha, this is huge after Operation Sindoor for Pakistan to get American air-to-air missiles. And this was a last-minute modification that was done. Press release by the US Department of Defense. The ramifications after Operation Sindoor may be big.
Good evening and Jai Hind. It is a great revolution. It has come and you are breaking it. When we talk about AMRAAM earlier also they used to have. And we have seen AMRAAM firing in February 2019. Abhinandan's aircraft was actually knocked by this AMRAAM. And we have seen AMRAAM was, the traces of that has come to the Indian land during that time. So AMRAAM is, absolutely firm that time that they had the AMRAAM because they have what you said, F-16 Falcon. Now, this thing, they was not there because they have got 80% ammunitions with the Chinese, the weapons and equipment, and they were not taking it. What you are saying and what you are revealing it, in the month of September, when the invoice actually came out, the countries which they are going to give it, number of countries are there, basically Europeans, the Middle East, the Pakistan name was not there in the month of April, I think 7th April or something like that. Now, on 30th September, the press release includes Pakistan in that. That is what, and you are bringing it out, that mineral deal which has taken place with $500 million, worth of it. And first consignment has reached United States of America. the first consignment. And these are all, they have taken out from Balochistan and they have given the first consignment to America. So this is the great news which has come out, and this is the exposure both to the Pakistan and also for the Americans. And if you see the Chinese, because they will be rattled off with this. Because something is changing. Of course, we have to take note of it, because MRAM is going to come 2030. Still, we have got a time, and India is the way we are advancing in our air-to-air missile system, from the surface-to-air missile system. And you say every day, literally, we are going and testing and proving it to the world. So it is a point of concern. It is an exposure which you are doing it for the Pakistan's, America's ties, which has now come up. The phenomenon partnership which they have been saying now, not only that, the most favored nation out of the NATO, the phenomenon partnership which has come up after that, we have seen the complete swing. Sir. The way they are doing it. But what is more important is that, it is because of the consignment which has landed there in America and they're getting this. But after 3 to 4 years' time?
Yeah. I'll leave it at that for now, General Sinha, only because it's a breaking story. We felt it's significant to get this to our viewers' attention. We'll follow that story up. Ladies and gentlemen, on Republic TV, we've been covering a scandal that has snatched away innocent lives. 20. As we broadcast tonight, 20 children have died. 20th has died in Chindwara, Madhya Pradesh. As we speak, that story is breaking. Families are shattered. And this is Republic's exclusive investigation. We went inside the factory, the cold drift factory in Tamil Nadu. We tracked their addresses, didn't exist. It was in a residential area in Tamil Nadu. We went straight to the factory in Kanchipuram. You will not believe it. It's not a factory. It's a run-down unit, more like a slaughterhouse, ladies and gentlemen. Disgusting the manner in which this cough syrup was manufactured. It's a source of the toxic cough syrup. Cold drift that killed 20 children was manufactured here. And we are the only Indian channel inside this factory. Take a look at this report filed by my colleague Sharda.
The families of at least 19 children are mourning unbearable losses. Young lives pushed towards death after being administered a killer cough syrup. 3 children in Rajasthan, 16 others in Madhya Pradesh, while many battle for life in critical care. Republic was the only channel to have tracked down the company in Tamil Nadu that manufactured cold drift. Investigation showed fake addresses were given by Kaysons Pharmaceuticals to get licenses, while the owners remain at large. Taking the investigation further, Republic has brought to light the disturbing reality of the factory where this syrup was being manufactured.
The Kaysons Pharmaceuticals has created the cold drift cough syrup is now under the scanner. We are right next to the samples, the cough syrup samples that were taken by the state government, which shows that the test was done, the samples was done, and this is the batch that was made in August. The May batch was the one that was supplied to Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan that took the life of 15 children, and we can see that the samples done by the state government on the drug was just right here, and these are the samples of the cough syrups that are, and it's written right on top that the test was done and the August manufacture.
Watch how this factory that violated all regulations was harboring rusted equipment, burned tablets.
Behind the Kaysons Pharmaceutical is this vast land where you can see the tablets that were manufactured by the company are burned here. The cold drift cough syrup company is the same company that's been manufacturing these tablets, which has been completely burnt, as you can see as the cameraman showing the close visuals of the tablets that are being burnt. Let me hold it closer for you. So this particular tablet is called RX aceclofenac and paracetamol tablets, and there is the name of the Kaysons manufacturers written right on it. It says the tablet is a paracetamol tablet which is being used by the companies for manufacturers and is being sold to multiple people. As you can see, multiple pellets of the tablet cover is right here and it's been completely burned. This entire area is completely black.
No accountability, no responsibility. This is the factory that killed India's kids. 4 directors of Kaysons Pharmaceuticals are on the run, while more and more families witness their children dying. Drawing political attention, The opposition has claimed negligence by the respective BJP governments in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh.
कफ सिरप से बच्चों की मौत हो रही है। अभी तक राजस्थान सरकार ने नीचे लेवल तक कोई ऑर्डर जारी नहीं किया है कि इस कफ सिरप को रोक दिया जाए। वैसे ही जवानी जमा खर्च चल रहा है। दूसरा, किसी भी प्रकार का सर्वे नहीं किया गया है कि कफ सिरप, क्योंकि राजस्थान का जो मॉडल है उसके अंदर सारे पेशेंट और सारी दवाइयां ऑनलाइन हैं। ये चेक कर सकते हैं कि ये कफ सिरप हमने किस किस दिन किन किन लोगों को दी है। वहां पे डॉक्टर्स की टीम जाके उन कफ सिरप को वापस भी लेके आ सकती है। उन लोगों को घर घर जाके सर्वे भी ये लोग कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उस ओर भी सरकार का कोई ध्यान नहीं है।
Big pharma firms, suspended officials, grieving parents, and a killer drug. This crisis is the biggest reality check for India's healthcare.
Look at the pictures inside and outside this factory, ladies and gentlemen. We went inside and we were outside the factory. These are exclusive images that we have for you from the unit. Does this in your view, if you're watching this, does this look like a factory that should be producing cough syrup for India's children? Does this factory look like a unit that was following regulations? My colleague Sharda is still there outside the cold drift factory in Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu. Let me go across to her. Now, what did you notice when you went there? First things first, is it a factory? Did it follow the rules? What were the violations? Where are the owners, Sharda?
Niranjan, as soon as we came to the factory, the first question that loomed in our mind was, is this a residential house or is this a factory? Because as you can see the setup, it does not look like any industrial setup. The cameraman is going full wide to show you that it is a very small house with just ground floor and the first floor, with no boards that says it's a pharmaceutical company, with no board that says this is a place where medicines are made. And you can also see that there are multiple, the manufacturer has done is he's crossed multiple borders to make sure that he does not follow any of the rules and regulations that are followed to make a cough syrup, medicine that is especially given for children. As you can see through this window right here, which is in the front, which was later opened by us to show what's inside. What is inside is just distilled water, multiple chemicals that are strewn over on the floor, buckets, plastic buckets and cylinders that are being used, and we can get the disinfectant smell right from here, and it is not something that a cough syrup would smell like. So we can be very sure that the chemical used here is not something that can be consumed as medicine. Also, following that, we have many rusted materials which are used outside the pharmaceutical unit, where we can see the pipes being completely rusted, and you can see that the rules and regulations of not just following how a medicine should be made, but they also gave space for contamination by not having a proper ventilation system also in Niranjan, because there are no AHPs that an industry should have on the top where these industrial fans cover for ventilation. There are no ACs except for 2 on the left side or on the first floor. We've checked thoroughly throughout the building where there is literally nothing. And also, the one more thing that we also noticed was the cans of these are the cough syrups that the government actually took samples from, which we have the dates written on, saying that it was manufactured in August 2025.
Okay. I'll leave it at that. Sharda. Thank you for that input. Deaths in Madhya Pradesh, deaths in Rajasthan, and it all comes down to this factory. This factory in Kanchipuram, Tamil Nadu, where all the syrups, the cold drift syrup, all the batches that killed 20 children in India were manufactured here. Look at the state of that factory. Many questions on how they got approvals, whether rules were bent to accommodate them. Stories that Republic will continue to pursue in the next few days. Ladies and gentlemen, a quiet prayer meeting right outside Mumbai turned out to be a front, not just for maligning Hindu beliefs and luring vulnerable tribals, poorest of the poor, into illegal religious shifts in Maharashtra's Bhiwandi. This is right outside Mumbai, a few kilometers outside Mumbai. And at the heart of it is a 58-year-old man. His name is James Watson, arrested for not just spewing venom, but for illegal conversion racket that he had spread across perhaps India, not just in Maharashtra. James Watson, who's been lurking in Maharashtra since 2016 on a visa, business visa, misused completely. He targeted tribal communities with cash offers, foreign funding, operated in hotspots like Bhiwandi, right outside Mumbai, and Palghar. But this isn't isolated. Our investigation links him to a larger pattern, including notorious US people, including US Army veteran Daniel Stephen Courtney, who's been caught on camera supplying drones, bulletproof vests, military gear to insurgents in Manipur. Here's more on why this could be much bigger than what we expected.
Inside a small room in Maharashtra's Bhiwandi, 30 to 40 people sat with folded hands, chanting prayers. But moments later, silence was shattered by a police raid. Acting on a tip-off that a conversion drive was underway behind these walls. At the center of it all was James Watson, a US national seated on a chair, addressing the gathering. This was no simple prayer meet.
कोण तुम्ही? मी बोलवले आहेत त्यांना, म्हणजे ठीक आहे तर बोलवले. हां, प्रार्थना करणारे म्हणजे कुठले प्रार्थना करणारे? साहेबालेच. प्रार्थना करणारे कसले? नाही, हॅलो, तुम्ही ऐका थोडंसं, बोला ना. तुम्ही आता नाही पण व्हिडिओ काढला तर घरामध्ये जाणार. पोलीस पाटील आहे मी. हो, मी तुमचे नाही, मला शिकू नका तुम्ही कोणाचा व्हिडिओ काढायचा कोणाचा नाही. पोलीस पाटील आहे मी इथला आणि सोबत साहेब आहेत. तर ते मला सांगू नका तुम्ही. आणि पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे तुम्ही परमिशन घेतले का? प्रार्थना करा कशी परमिशन? परमिशन कुठला जरी सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रम करायचा झाला ना, पहिली परमिशन हवी असते. आम्ही जरी गणपतीचा ठेवतो ना इथे, नवरात्री उत्सव, गणपती उत्सव, तर आम्ही तिथे जाऊ. साईनाथ कुठं राहतो? विरार. सरपे. हां, विरार. काय काम? माझं प्रार्थना आहे. इथे येशूची प्रार्थना. एक दिवस तुमच्याशी मला पण समजा नाही. आम्ही पाहुणे दर हप्त्याला आमची प्रार्थना असते शुक्रवारला. आज आम्ही त्यांना बोलून प्रार्थना करतो.
The organizers had no permission, and what was being preached inside was an attempt to malign the Hindu belief. In the prayer meet, Hindu gods were called evil. The crowd was told only Jesus can save you. Even wine was served.
मैंने शिकायत ऐसा किया था कि हमारे गांव में, भविष्यत गांव में, मनोज कोल्ला, उनके साथी मतलब बाहर से आए थे. वो फॉरेनर करके एक था. वो मतलब गांव के लोगों को जमा किया थे, मतलब 30-35 जन हो गए ऐसा करके. मतलब उसमें छोटे बच्चे, लड़की लोग था. वो फॉरेनर था. वो कुछ किताबें लेकर आए थे. वो पढ़कर मतलब ये आदमी वो लोग उधर थे, उनको पढ़कर बोल रहे थे कि मतलब वो तुम्हारे हिंदू देवी देवता है, वो कुछ नहीं है तुम्हारे लिए, खाली हमारा यीशु भगवान वही सब है. उसके मतलब तुम स्वीकार करोगे तो तुमको मतलब कुछ हजार मतलब कुछ बीमारी नहीं होगा. हाँ, बीमार नहीं होगा. और वो कुछ मतलब ऐसा वाइन वो पिला रहे थे.
James Watson, Sainath Ganpati Sarpe and Manoj Govind Kolha were nabbed and taken into police custody. A case under the Maharashtra anti-conversion law is filed.
भिवंडी में धर्मांतर मामले में लगातार आरोपियों से पुलिस पूछताछ करी. मैं तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूं भिवंडी तालुका पुलिस स्टेशन का, और अंदर जो है आरोपी मौजूद है. अमेरिकी नागरिक जेम्स वाटसन जो है अंदर मौजूद है. और भिवंडी पुलिस को अंदर ले गए हुए लगभग 2 घंटे ज़्यादा बीत चुके हैं और लगातार पुलिस पूछताछ कर रही, क्योंकि जिस तरह से जेम्स का वहाँ पर जिस तरह से भिवंडी गांव में पहुँचे थे और जिस तरह से वहाँ पर धर्म परिवर्तन करने की कोशिश करा रहे थे, उसके बाद जिस तरह से अरेस्ट किया गया, इन सारी चीज़ों को लेकर पुलिस लगातार पूछताछ कर रही है।
Police say Watson had been traveling frequently between Mumbai and Bhiwandi, holding similar gatherings under the guise of prayer sessions. Not just in Maharashtra, it is suspected that James Watson is linked to missionaries in northeast, mainly in Manipur. This is not an isolated incident, nor is it limited to James Watson in Bhiwandi. Another notorious US national, a former army veteran, Daniel Stephen Courtney, was reportedly supplying drones and actively spreading religious propaganda, preaching Christianity while inciting locals against the government in Manipur.
This government which has betrayed you.
What began as a quiet prayer meeting in a cramped room has exploded into a case of religious deceit and illegal conversion. Faith or fraud? That's what investigators are now trying to uncover.
Story continues, ladies and gentlemen, continuing to track all the stories we brought you on the show tonight. We will pursue these stories on Republic. Thanks for watching.
Telangana government gives defence land as Muslim graveyard. Ahead of by-polls, Congress assigns defence land as graveyard. Muslim graveyard on defence land. Debating tonight at 8 p.m. The Karur stampede controversy has reached the Supreme Court. As the Supreme Court, under a bench led by CJI Justice B.R. Gavai, agreed to hear an appeal filed by BJP leader Uma Anandan on Friday, the 10th of October. The appeal was against the Madras High Court's dismissal of a CBI probe into the stampede. The High Court bench redirected the petitioner to approach the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, as the cause of action allegedly fell under the Madurai bench's jurisdiction. The parties were also issued an interim injunction prohibiting political parties from holding public meetings or events on state and national highways in Tamil Nadu until standard operating procedures are newly formulated. The Madras High Court did, however, form a special investigation team under the leadership of Inspector General of Police Asra Garg to probe the stampede. The High Court had directed the Karur police to hand over all related documents to the SIT immediately, who commenced its probe into the stampede. The stampede had occurred on the 27th of September during a public rally held by the TVK party's chief and superstar actor Vijay that drew a massive crowd, of which over 100 were injured and 41 killed. Following the event, an FIR was filed against the several TVK functionaries, excluding Vijay, under charges of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. TVK was widely criticized for failing to ensure safety and misrepresenting expected crowd size and venue arrangements. 4 Indians killed in 4 weeks in America. Beheaded, shot at point blank, targeted for being Indians. Violence against Indians surges across America.